Hello and welcome to Matt in Exile, and today I'm going to be talking about Anthony Blinken's appearance on Face the Nation. And he went on there and told the whole nation on national television that some NATO members, and he specifically mentions Poland, might be given jets to Ukraine to fight against Russians. Now, I want to show you this video, and then I have something to show you afterwards. Check out the video.
We go now to Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who's in Moldova this morning. Mr. Secretary, good morning to you. Vladimir Putin has said that sanctions amount to a declaration of war. They are impacting his economy, but they're not stopping his military. When will sanctions stop the fight?
Margaret, the impact of the sanctions is already devastating, which is presumably why he said what he said. But at the same time, we continue to see President Putin doubling down and digging in on this aggression against Ukraine. That's continuing. And I think we have to be prepared, unfortunately, tragically, for this to go on for some time.
NATO has said none of its 30 members are willing to set up a no-fly zone. President Biden has been very clear he has no interest in that or combat troops. But what more can the United States do here? If, for instance, the Polish government, a NATO member, wants to send fighter jets, does that get a green light from the U.S., or are you afraid that that will escalate tension?
No, that gets a green light. In fact, we're talking with our Polish friends right now about what we might be able to do to backfill their needs if, in fact, they choose to provide these fighter jets to the Ukrainians. What could we do? How can we help to make sure that they get something to backfill the planes that they're handing over to the Ukrainians? We're in very active discussions with them about that. Look, I've been in Europe for the last couple of days, working closely, as always, with our allies and partners at NATO, the European Union, the G7 countries, and all of us together are continuing to take steps to increase the pressure on Russia through additional sanctions, all of which are very actively under discussion and will be implemented in the coming days, as well as taking further steps to give the Ukrainians what they need to defend themselves against the Russian aggression.
All right, guys, that's the end of the video. And now you got the Prime Minister of Poland who has come out with this tweet. Let me go ahead and show it to you. Fake news. Unfortunately, you are spreading misinformation with quotations from 27/02/22. Poland won't send its fighter jets to Ukraine, as well as allow to use its airports. We significantly help in many other areas. All right, guys, that's the Prime Minister of Poland's reaction to what Blinken said on Face the Nation. All right, guys, first thing I want to say is Poland has done quite a bit for Ukrainian people. They have received over 1 million refugees from Ukraine trying to escape this war. So it's not like they're sitting around not doing anything. They're doing everything they can to help Ukrainian people. But giving warplanes to Ukraine to fight Russia, that'll be escalation. That could get them involved in this war and have Russia attack Poland. So of course they're not going to do that. And then if they get attacked, then NATO's involved and then we're involved. That's something we don't want to happen. So I'm not sure why Blinken would go on national television and say something like this, especially when he knows the Prime Minister of Poland would say, that's fake news. That's not real. It didn't happen. This conversation never happened like this. Now the question is, why would Blinken go on national television and say these things, knowing that it would appear to not only to the United States, but also to the rest of the world, including Russia, that there's a large division in NATO? Because that's all this did. You had the Polish Prime Minister come out and pretty much said what Blinken said was fake news. Not only that, there's no agreement on how to get arms to Ukrainians to fight against the Russians, or whether or not we should stop importing oil from Russia. That's us, and Europe is importing oil. Guess what they're doing with that money? They're using it to fund this war against Ukraine. So the whole thing is just really messed up, and they can't. No one can figure out what exactly is going on here when it comes to thought process of the Biden administration when it comes to Russia and Ukraine. So my question is to you guys: What do you think is going on? Why do you think Blinken would go out and say something like this, knowing that the Prime Minister of Poland would come out and said, this is fake news, it's not true? So guys, just comment up below. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Peace.